Well, good afternoon, Mr. Dave Bradley. How are you doing today?
Thanks for having me. I'm cool. I'm chilling. We having a good time. It's gonna be fantastic. Look where we at. This is
Listen, it's a vibe down here.
It's beautiful.
And I am so happy that you are joining me here on Brit Be Living.
Ooh, we here.
Yes. Well, let's dive in a little bit.
Okay.
So you are a stand-up comedian, content creator.
Yep.
I think you make craft juices at home, right?
Yes, I do a little juicing.
Just a little something.
Gotta get the beats in you.
Right. Beats. Keep you living. Okay. But what led you to your career?
Let's see. I tried a bunch of different things just throughout life, different creative pursuits, photography, videography. I had a podcast, made beats, made songs. I've hosted shows. I've done a comedic
You've done it all.
Played sports.
Okay.
Then I got dared to do comedy one time by a good friend of mine, and that was pretty much it.
Did that good friend know you were funny already?
Of course.
Okay, so you were just well known already.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't knowing you and seeing you.
Okay, hey, all right, let the people know.
You know, I was born this way. So.
Well, how did that first venture into comedy treat you?
It was cool. Okay. It was cool. I don't think I've had any. Let me not lie. I don't think I haven't had many bad comedy experiences.
Okay.
But no, the first one was cool. It was chill. I got some laughs. You know, normal stuff. I'm like, this is pretty easy.
Okay, where was that first comedy show?
It was a place. This was an open mic, but it was called it's a place called the Mozart. It's no longer open.
The Mozart. Okay.
It was somewhere north on Armitage and something.
Okay.
But yeah, it's no longer open no more. Shout out to the Mozart because wouldn't.
Where you got your start at the Mozart?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have been here anyway. But shout out to y'all and everything that y'all did. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well. You definitely just celebrated, 6 years in comedy? So how are you feeling? So since the Mozart and numerous shows later, here you are, 6 years down the line. What do you have to say for yourself?
Congratulations.
Shout out to you. Pat yourself on the back.
Congratulations.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
6 years in comedy.
6 of them. 6-piece spicy. Just congratulations on, continuing to do what you said you were going to do and being good at it and, striving and growing and learning and never giving up on myself and, and just making a way out of no way when there was nothing possible or nothing visible for me to do.
You kept the faith.
I found a way to make it happen. So now here we are with Brit Be Living. So
and we are living
must have
indeed. We're living indeed.
We are living.
So you do your comedy and content creation full time, right? How would you say that makes you stand out from other comedians or other people in the same vein?
Let's see. How does it make me stand out? I don't think that's what it is.
Okay. Well, then what does make you stand out?
Just me.
Just you?
just being me.
Just being yourself. Being Dave.
Just being Dave. That's enough. No extra sauce needed. Just straight out the pot.
Well, speaking of sauce, who is Dave?
Me.
Okay. So Dave is from Chicago, right?
Yeah. Born and raised.
What part of Chicago? Claim your rep
the
your
only
side.
part that matters. Shout out to the South Side.
Y'all heard it here first. Okay. South Side, the best side.
It's the truth.
Okay.
Yeah. Born and raised on the South Side. I'm 29. I'll be 30 this year.
Shout out to 30, Saturn return. Okay.
Shout out to 30. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing. You know what I'm saying? I got a few months to go. Let me get there, please.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just a regular guy, normal guy. I don't do much. I don't go out often. Aside from, performing and stuff like that. But I'm chill. I'm a family guy.
Okay, a family guy.
I like to take my son to the park and shit like that.
A good dad.
Great dad.
A dad that's in his child's life.
Very, very much so. I need days
You're not alone in that. People act like, dads, particularly black dads, aren't doing what they need to do.
They be saying that.
But they are. So.
We be doing what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Most of us.
Yes.
Some of us don't. But I don't talk to them. So.
But you're doing what you need to do.
Every day of the week.
Okay.
Most of the time.
So you're telling us you're from South Side of Chicago.
Yeah.
How does that inform your comedy?
I think it's just a part of who I am. I guess as a person, I'm a person from the South Side of Chicago. Okay. So maybe it doesn't, but in my mind, who I am shows on stage.
Okay.
So just a product of my environment. So I'm a bunch of different people depending on where I'm at, different time, different day. As you know, you've seen me in different.
I have.
Different embodiments of Dave.
Okay.
So
embodiments
there's
of Dave.
different
I like
embodiments.
that. Dave of the day.
Dave of the day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Today I'm chill Dave right now.
Okay, chill Dave.
Chill Dave. You know, we hanging. You know, last week that was a different Dave.
Listen,
Okay.
unhinged Dave.
That was-
Unleashed. We'll say Dave Unleashed.
Dave Unleashed.
Mm-hmm.
That was Lord Dave y'all met. Y'all
Dave.
don't know.
Lord Dave.
Some people
Okay.
don't know him. You know what I'm saying? We keep him
A little locked up.
we keep him locked away.
Okay.
You know,
Comes
in case
out
of emergency.
once or twice every year.
You know, this depends on the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Sometimes I got to break that case open, and there he is.
I like
But,
it.
you
I
know,
like it.
you got to hit that hotline and call him up.
You know they call me on my hotline. Okay. Well, speaking of, yes, your experiences inform your comedy. How would you describe your comedy for someone who may not have seen it yet?
I would say it's very chill,
Okay.
very calm, respectful.
Are you telling stories? Are you,
Yeah, I tell
riffing
some
on the crowd?
stories.
Crowd work seems to be very popular these days.
Yeah, crowd work is super popular. I do a bunch of stuff. I tell stories. I mess with the crowd. I do one-liners. I might sing and dance. I'm lying. I don't sing or dance.
I was like, wow, I haven't been to that show, but tell me when that's happening next time.
That is a private one-on-none thing.
Oh, okay.
No one sees. No one sees.
That's Dave at home.
That's Dave at home when doors are closed.
All right, that's what wifey sees.
Yeah,
Okay.
barely. Okay, barely. I gotta keep the doors closed. She sees all my nonsense though.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just very calm. I talk to the crowd. I tell stories, one-liners, silly jokes. I do political commentary sometimes. I'll be up there just yapping for real.
Okay.
So it just
Certified
depends.
yapper.
Certified yapper.
Okay. I like it. I
I gotta get my yaps off.
A yap a day keeps the doctor away.
That's what they said.
Right. Now, what I want to really know is who inspires you as a comedian? Does anyone inspire you?
Oh yeah, I'm inspired by a lot of people, a lot of things. Comedian wise, Deion Cole is a huge inspiration.
Another Chicago staple. No.
LeVar Walker is a
Okay.
huge inspiration. He's also from Chicago.
Chicago has good roots.
Chicago.
I mean, everything great comes from Chicago.
We have it all.
Word to Dilla.
You know what I'm saying? We have it all. LeVar Walker, Paul Mooney. Rest in
Yes.
peace.
I saw Paul Mooney live back in
How was
college,
that?
and it was one of the best experiences of my life. When I say that man was the funniest person walking, yeah.
Ooh, what year was this?
This was okay. Don't be trying to
This
get
is-
my.
this how you
I
get
saw
'em.
that. I
This
saw
is how
that.
you
So
get
it
'em.
was a time. It was a time. It happened. That's
Okay.
all that matters. Okay?
This is how you do
Got a
it. You
few
just
photos.
ask
That's it.
the
Okay, yeah.
context, and
Sorry, you trying to get up on my age. Okay.
I'm a professional. You know what I'm saying? I'm a professional.
Almost got me.
Yeah.
You almost got me.
It's okay. I said Paul Mooney, so back in college. So
Okay.
I got a little ballpark.
Okay.
But
okay.
yeah, Paul Mooney, Ali Sadiq,
Okay.
Andrew Schultz is a huge inspiration.
Why?
I've been a fan of Andrew Schultz for maybe like
Okay.
12 years. So
He's had some interesting
it's Schultz.
times as of late. We won't say problematic because that's used a lot, but he's
That's just Schultz. I
Okay.
mean, you just.
okay.
I don't take stuff too seriously. Like I do.
That's probably a good thing, not to take too much seriously.
Yeah, I just be like, hey, look, it's.
Okay.
People have different personas or whatever, you know.
This is true.
So it's like you talk to the person and you be
Yeah.
like,
Who they are on stage is not who they are all the time. So
yeah, I don't know how I present on stage and in person, but I feel like I'm the same person, but I don't know. Apparently I'm not.
you come. I mean, it depends. Like, if we have Lord Dave, if we have Dave Unleashed, or if we just have calm Dave.
Just Dave,
okay.
Yeah, just chill Dave. I just be vibing.
You're a very personable comedian. I feel
Okay.
somewhat approachable as someone who's been in the audience with you.
Tell me more.
Again, I think you're good at telling stories. I think you're good at connecting with the crowd.
Okay.
But you slide in those one-liners that I think almost you're unsuspecting
Okay.
as a comedian.
I like that.
So, okay, you always have your little sweater set on.
Yeah,
It's very Mr. Rogers, y'all. Okay, little Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. When he gets up there, you're like, wow. Okay.
Yeah. You are you
Southside.
familiar with Bob Saget at all?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I feel
The
like
man off of Full House, y'all. The dad from Full House, but he was not the same on stage as he was
so
in
dope.
the show.
Like, I think that's so cool.
Okay.
Like, he's just a character.
Yeah.
Like, people think he's just well, was because he dead now, but people think
R.I.P.
he's just, just a TV dad. He's just like, man.
Okay.
I'm like, I like that.
You like to take people off guard a little bit, huh?
That's probably my favorite thing to do.
Okay. I like that.
Just to be, like you said, unsuspecting. I love a good misdirection in comedy.
Okay.
Just a uppercut, like okay, we're going this way, and then boom, like, oh, this is.
You thought?
I'm like, yeah, I'm a writer, so
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, it's intricacies in the pen.
Yeah.
So, but
have you written for anyone else?
I have people that like I write with, but I won't say. Yeah, I've writing partners, but I won't say like I just write jokes for people.
Well, because Paul Mooney used to do that.
Yeah, for Richard Pryor and all that.
Dion Cole and I think Dave Chappelle possibly. I could be. Don't quote me, but
I've written for comedic work, but maybe not comedians per se. I like telling jokes.
Okay.
Look, I like writing crafted material.
Yeah.
But some audiences don't want to hear crafted material. Some people just like for comedians to be silly and engage with them and all that, and that's cool too.
Gotcha.
I can dip in and dip out of different stuff, but at the end of the day, I like telling jokes. So I need people to be attentive. Like if I can get your ear, I'm good.
Yeah.
If you over here, you on the phone, you talking at the table, then it's like you're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
You won't understand me as a comedian because you have to listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Every word is specifically put there for a reason. So if you're not listening, you're not gonna get it.
A true artist. That's curious. So what you mentioned about listeners and different audiences. When you're stepping up to the stage, how do you know what type of audience you're about to deal with?
I watch before I go up.
Okay.
A lot of
you do a
sometimes.
little scouting on the scene.
I'm always looking around.
Okay.
See who am I looking at? Who's around? Who am I going to look at when I'm up there? Because I'm only looking at so many faces
You
on stage.
scout out who's going to be your
Yeah.
view partner when you hear that. I love to hear that. I don't know if that's something you really hear from comedians in the industry, but
yeah. Before the show, like if I have time or if I'm in the mood to do that or whatever, sometimes I'm like, I'm tired.
Okay.
So I'm gonna sleep. But if I'm, if I have time and energy, everything's taken care of, I can kind of just enjoy the show. Yeah, I'm looking around like, okay, cool. They got on a red shirt. Okay, I can mess with them. They eating kind of crazy. I can talk about them or whatever. So I'm very observational. I think that's my overall.
I think the best comedians are.
You got to observe. I got to see what's going on. What's happening here? What's at this table? Who you sitting with? What's that? How long y'all been? Seeing each other.
You use that to rip into your set. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Again, a true artist.
Keep my eyes open.
Yes. Okay. All right. Peeping that scene. That's very Chicago of you. Very South
I don't
side
trust
of
nobody.
You, right?
My head over my shoulder.
You gotta stay on alert. Okay. Head on a swivel.
Got to stay ready.
Okay. Well, I am loving that. What I would love to know a little bit more about is, let's take a walk down memory lane.
Okay.
You said a little earlier that, you don't think you've ever had a bad set.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, you didn't say that. Well, I'm curious. I'm like, what would you say has been your worst set or a set that you were like, keep that in the vault?
Probably a few days ago. I ain't gonna lie to you. A few days ago.
What happened?
I don't even remember because I disassociate from stuff.
Just got on the lights turned on. You were just like, I'm not here.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Like I said, a listener. Are you listening to me? Like I like silence sometimes.
Okay.
Like I'll tell a joke and kind of wait till the punchline. I want to. If everybody's quiet, I know everybody's listening.
Fair.
But if there's just too much going on, I'm just not connecting. Then I'm like, okay, cool. To hell with the jokes. Now I gotta talk about everybody because y'all didn't want to hear the jokes. That's okay.
Okay.
I have something for that too, so it's okay. I would love if you listen, but if you don't want to, that's okay. I'm from the South Side of Chicago.
Pivot.
As the people say, I got them B words. Okay, you know what I'm saying I have them as well.
To do what I need to do.
I'm saying,
okay.
You gotta pull it. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's in the jacket, what's in the sweater.
Okay.
I'm ready for anything else. So
that's fair. Okay, you just got to be ready. I do think true comedians and the best comedians understand that. Yes, you got to pivot.
Yeah.
The crowd might not be really feeling what you're giving. They might not be prepared for it. So what else you got?
And I know I'm not like a typical comedian that you would expect, like performance wise. Like I don't move on stage really. I don't run. I don't raise my voice.
I'm more physical comedian.
Yeah, I'm not a physical comedian at all. And I feel like a lot of black audiences are used to a certain type of comedian because of Def Jam and all that stuff. Yeah. So everybody's used to just a more brash, just outwardly comedic experience, but I'm like, hey, nah, I'm just gonna stand right here.
What has been one of your best comedy memories?
Probably working with Roy Wood Jr.
Yes.
Very fantastic, superstar, mega comedian. And just, I'm just a big fan. I always have been. So to work with him on like such a big show, because the show we did. What was the show? There's a place called Athenium Theater.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I saw him open up for Trevor Noah, and it was at Athenium Theater up north somewhere. Yeah,
right there on I want to say that's Lincoln Street.
It's like a church kind of from the outside. Yeah. It might have been a church.
Super cool, super dope, huge crowd. Just to feel the roar of 1,000 plus people was super fun. And I wasn't like, sometimes I'd be nervous, but oddly that show, I was like, I'll have some fun. Yeah. Bigger shows, I'm less nervous. Okay. Small crowds, I'm like.
What is it about small crowds? Is this they're super zoomed in on you? You feel, or?
I just think it's, I don't know, like the numbers. Like I look at like comedy and most things like in numbers. So I'm like, okay, small group of people. Like if you can make 2 out of 5 people laugh, like that's cool. Okay. But if you multiply that to like whatever, like 100, it's probably like 65 people laughing in a room. So it just sounds louder. So it's like there's more opportunity for more people to laugh and it not sound like nobody's there. Okay. So like if there's 6 people in a room in a crowd and you're making 2 people laugh, that's miserable. Right, because you really those 2 are just almost echoing across the. Okay. Much. But if it's 100 people and 65 people are laughing, it sounds like 100 people.
So you're just meant for the stadium set. That's what you're telling us. Okay, right. Just like those small rooms. Okay, Coliseum. Got your start there, but stadium tour next.
But I feel like I'm an intimate comedian. Okay. Just
persona wise.
Okay. Very more intimate. Like I said, I'm not yelling too much. I'm learning how to project more. Certain shows require it, but I still don't go above a 7. Okay. I don't like yelling.
Very even keeled.
Yeah, why I gotta yell for?
That's true. Nah, it's so
I got a microphone.
I mean, I'm naturally loud, so I don't think everyone else needs to be loud. Yeah. So I respect a quiet person because I'm just like, I'm already bringing enough volume. We got enough decibels in this room.
We good. So I'm saying the acoustics, as long as you have a microphone, like my voice is strong enough to where you can hear it. It's not feeble or whatever. It's not like I'm not whispering or something.
So tip of the day is be quiet, y'all, because a few of y'all are too loud.
Too loud. Okay. That's why, if you ever see me outside of a comedy setting, most of the times I have headphones on. I don't leave the house without headphones. Okay. I don't like to leave the house without headphones either. And I might even have nothing playing, but I need headphones on just to block out because it's too loud.
I'm curious. So, as a yapper yourself, and obviously a fellow yapper, do you just feel like you just don't want to hear people talk? Because I personally don't like to hear a lot of talking. Yeah. I love a good podcast here and there, but when I'm silent time, I think it's very critical.
Yeah, I think that's probably why I stay up really late because it's really quiet at that time. But I don't like hearing too much talking. Like if it's one person talking or 2 people, it's like, okay, cool. But if there's like a bunch of
overstimulated, okay. So make sure I'm not alone in that. Okay, guys. Okay. All right. Well, no, I'm definitely loving to hear about your experiences, good, bad, but mostly good and great.
Yeah, life is great.
That is what.
I don't have many bad experiences.
That is good.
Life is great. Good. The bad ones, I don't dissociate. Never happened.
Well, speaking about how you manage things, what keeps you grounded in this life, or who keeps you grounded?
God, my wife and kid, and just being confident in myself. I don't have to overextend myself to please anybody. Like I'm cool. This is me. Yeah. So I don't get too up, too down. Sometimes I feel like a sociopath because I don't get too down. Or, a lot of things don't move me in that way. Okay. To get me overly emotional. Kind of just cool. It's all right. A bad situation can happen, but it doesn't mean needs to ruin your day.
It's not derailing everything, so.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay. It's all right. Bad moments happen. You know, just
that they do.
Go get you something good to eat, get back to enjoying life.
Tomorrow's a new day, okay?
Today is still a new day.
Get you a couple wings, okay?
Get you some wings, get you a burger.
A little drink or two.
Italian beef.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? A Philly
all right,
cheese
Chicago.
steak.
Okay.
Got it. As long as you eat good, I feel like life is cool.
This is true. Okay. Well, this has been such a lovely conversation with you, Dave.
Thank you.
Before I let you go, I need you to tell me and the people what's next for you.
Where am I going?
I mean, we're going to conclude this conversation. I don't know. Where are you going? You going back on tour? We can hang out after this. But I want to know what's next for you as a comedian, content creator.
So next is just a continuation of what's been plus some. So yeah, we'll be on the road a lot coming up this summer. I haven't been anywhere since, I guess you can count South Bend if you want to, Indiana.
I mean, they count themselves.
Shout out to South Bend.
Listen.
She dished y'all with me.
I just said they count themselves. That was...
I love South Bend. I'll be in Columbus next weekend.
Okay.
I got some stuff in Atlanta coming up. East Coast coming up.
So you're traveling again? Okay.
Yeah, I gotta touch the world a little bit, touch the land. I don't like to fly though, so it's always interesting.
Well, where can people find you to keep in tune with where you are and what you have coming up?
You can find me in St. Louis rolling on dubs. But no, you can find me anywhere on social media. I'm actually Googleable.
Okay, Googleable, okay.
Google me.
Search the name.
Dave
Google
Bradley
me, baby.
Comedy. Dave Bradley Comedy. You'll find all my stuff there.
Okay.
Cash Out, Venmo, Zelle.
He does have a toddler, so I guess, keep the toddler closed.
None of my
okay.
So he gets none of my money. This is all mine. Okay. So yeah, that's where you can find me. Dave Bradley Comedy, anywhere, everywhere. You see a face like this, it's me.
Okay.
So
just chill, Dave. Okay. Well, Dave, it's been a wonderful chit chat with you today.
Yes.
I look forward to seeing you more.
Always. We locked in.
All right.